Oh my god, it's another FPS with me, Ike, playing your resident cursed boy, Ollie. Wow.
Resident cursed boy. Almost not cursed, but you know,
No,
reroll.
he's infinitely cursed. That's there's no other way around it. He's infinitely cursed.
But when you first rolled it, he got no curse.
Well, yeah, because once in a while he's allowed to take a little break. Once in a while he's lucky, but aside from that, with his rolling, yeah, no, he's gonna be cursed. This is the man of 1,000 curses. It's fine. We'll get to it.
Okay,
If
understandable.
I guess to introduce your character into the scene, I guess to start, well, it's late at night at Artifact Manor. About 3 a.m. to be exact. Obviously, Ollie is heckin' conked out in bed,
As any
having a
sane
good
person
sleep.
should be.
Well, yeah, of course. Look, he's a busy man. He has a lot to handle. Egad's a big thing for him, so he likes having a little rest. So he has a lot of energy for the day.
Yeah. Good, healthy rest. And
Very healthy.
unfortunately, the other character in this FPS is not healthy or sane.
He's not healthy.
Probably not, considering that his diet consists mainly of jelly beans, spiders, and possibly dolphin meat.
Oh.
That's canon, by the way, at least to the inspiration.
It's like what Ollie doesn't know isn't gonna hurt him. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
He doesn't need to know about the
He
spiders.
doesn't need to know. He's just sleeping. He's just having a good rest. Old
Uh,
man sleepy.
roll perception.
Yeah, let's see if the perception boosts him awake or something.
Yeah.
That's a 13.
Okay. You can decide whether or not that wakes him, whether or not that is enough to wake him.
Almost awake him. I think it's like he's in that sleepy state where he's like, okay, it's like the same vibes as having to hear like your cat like in late in the night and your cat's just like doing something in the other part of the room and you're just like, what are you doing now?
Yeah. Uh, he hears there. Well, you know what it is. There is a loud knocking on the door to the house.
I think that's enough that gets him to jolt up. Like, what?
Knock,
You can
knock.
see he rubs at his chin and face a little bit, you know, just trying to wake himself up a little. He gives a little sigh and begins to march his way on down to the foyer so he can investigate.
As he's walking, there is again knock, 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 knock.
If he had a voice, he would say, I'm coming, but because he doesn't have a voice, he's going over to his desk in the parlor quickly just to pick up his little notepad and pen. Gives a yawn and opens the door and
That
he's
was.
looking around. He doesn't know where to look.
Uh, ah, dang it! I have to do the voice. I'm not ready for the voice. I feel very awkward.
You
I
got
always feel
this.
awkward doing new voices the first time.
I mean, I think that's always going to be the case for any given character.
Understandable. Uh, Ollie opens the door, and there. I think since you said he opened the door right as I was in the middle of knocking, uh, there is a little oof below at his feet.
Oh, he glances down.
There is this this very small Muppet man at his feet, who I will put in the chat. He is. Let me put it in the chat, okay, or don't. This is
Little
one.
fuzzy man.
Yes, this is a little fuzzy man. He is 1 foot tall,
Oh
very
my god.
small, and he is flat on his face, possibly in the Peter Griffin dead pose, at Ollie's feet.
Ollie's just kind of looking down, like, "Are you okay?" Like he would say that, but curse, mute.
Uh, uh, this little guy, well, presumably a guy, it's just a ball of fuzz right now, uh, picks himself up, rattles his head. It sounds like rattling of beans, and stands up, dusts himself off, and looks up like nothing has happened.
Ollie just gives a small wave.
Uh, hold on. Okay. Dang it! I have to do the voice. Ah, I'm sorry.
You got this.
Uh, eh, ah.
Oh yeah, one detail I forgot to say. Ollie walking on down the stairs. Yeah, no, he's got some squeaky boots on for some reason.
Hey, hey.
He just squeak every single time he takes a step.
Okay.
And he just tiredly is looking at this little fuzzball on the ground,
Yeah.
confused.
Little fuzzball with very large glasses and a bow tie. Uh, he's the fuzzball in question looks up at Ollie and just goes, "Hi."
Again, he waves.
What's Ollie's last name?
Thomas. His last name's Thomas.
Ah, okay. The the fuzzball just goes, "Are you Ollie Thomas? That's your name,
He
right?"
nods.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
A historian pulls out, holds up this flyer for EGAD.
Ollie goes to start taking a yawn, but then he sees the flyer. He's like, oh, oh.
Historian flails it a bit, point. It's like, uh, so I. Eh, that's not historian making those noises. That's me. Why am I giving him a slightly southern accent?
It's like if it helps any, it's the fact that he's trying to go about this at 3 a.m.
Yeah, that's total. That's it. So he flails the flyer a bit and goes, "So how do you join this thing?"
Ollie goes to like breathe in for a second, holds up a hand like as if he's going to actually speak, and then instead it actually grabs onto that pen and paper and begins writing in it. And
Uh,
writes down, Egad, yes, the HQ isn't too far from here. It's currently a little late to be asking, but what brings you here? Just to just check out the group, or
well, obviously, I want to join.
oh, splendid. Do you mind waiting until a couple hours later? I hate to do it so late. Or we could just do it now.
Brain broke. Hold on. I need to come up with a funny response. Nope, not coming up with anything. Historian just stares at him.
My brain is apparently going off for anything historian could have said. We're like, well, there's no time like the present. We cannot waste time for education.
uh no, he just stares at Ollie.
Ollie just writes up. Yeah, I'll show you to the HQ if you want. Just give me a moment to not be in my pajamas.
All right. And he walks in.
He just wants.
He waltzes in like he owns the place. He
Oh
does
my
not.
god. Yeah, he definitely doesn't own Artifact Manor as far as Ollie knows. Ollie's kind of built the place partially.
Oh, nice.
It's very big and grand, that's for sure. It's about as much as you'd expect for, well, a mansion, essentially, out in the jungle. Lots of items on display, lots of knickknacks, you name it, cursed and enchanted items alike, maps all framed up on the wall nicely. Very green wallpaper because there's a green theme with Ollie, I guess.
Green. Good.
You know,
Historian
Ollie,
is
you just see him squeaking up the stairs, running off to his bedroom to quickly get changed.
Historian is just going to be looking around, e- examining.
Is it okay if you do a perception check then?
Of course, absolutely. That's a word. Why is his perception? Oh, right, because he has no wisdom. He has no wisdom. Get. Uh,
Listen, he's book smart. Not so much street smart. It's fine.
how do I? How do I? How do I get the?
Oh yeah, they streamlined the bots a little bit. So now it's exclamation point roll and then your thingy.
I have typed exclamation point roll, and it has not given me
It won't
anything.
show up at first, but
Oh.
like it should look kind of like that, just not
Oh, okay.
formatted.
Now I
You
get
know.
it.
Yeah, they changed it up quite a bit, which is weird.
Okay, 9.
Yeah, okay. Immediately, right off to the side on one of the tables, you see what looks like a little carved statue of a monkey.
Is it
It's got
shiny?
some nice gems on it.
It has gems.
Oh yes, there's these blue gems that are just like in place of the eyes.
Is it on a table?
Oh yeah, it is on the table.
Okay. He, he's gonna climb on the table.
Okay, you do that.
I rolled dex for that.
Sure, sure, you can do that. Yeah.
That's a straight 0. 8. I don't think he gets on the table.
I think you try to climb the table leg and you kind of fall down and you're like, wait, oof, no, I got this. Climb, climb. No. Probably
He
takes a couple tries before you can actually get up there.
he is extremely stubborn. He will continue trying to climb up the leg until Ollie gets back.
Yeah, you hear squeak, 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 squeak of his boots as he comes back. He looks
He's
tired, but at least now he actually has his proper outfit on.
Historian. As soon as he hears the squeaks, Historian stops climbing up and just does the whistling, the casual whistling.
Leans against the leg. Nothing to see here. Don't be suspicious.
Exactly. Definitely wasn't trying to touch your possibly cursed artifact.
Ollie just writes down. Okay, well I got everything on. Is there anything you wanted to do before we go there? Like, would you like a coffee or something?
This historian kind of I wasn't fast enough, but historian kind of cuts him off. Like, well, since you asked, what's this thing up here? And he points at the monkey statue.
He writes down. Ah, that's probably one little item I found on one of my travels. Luckily, it shouldn't be very active at this time of night. Hopefully.
Oh, active?
Ollie
Did
just kind of nods back, like, uh huh.
uh,
It's on. This one has caused a bit of trouble here and there, but it's generally not too bad.
huh. So what is it?
Greystone, it is known as the Diamond Monkey. It's been such a long time since I last remember where I found it, but on one of my travels, it just so happened to be there, and It, wait, nope. Hold on. You see him tapping on his pen for a bit to try to think where he got it again. Because listen, he's still an old man. It takes him a minute to remember some things. That's
Valid.
nothing normal, and totally not just me trying to remember my own heckin' lore to my old man. Right, so Jinx's Landing. That was where I originally found it. I found it with a good friend of mine.
Oh, fascinating. Friends.
Quite
He
the buggy
holds.
little thing too, mind you.
What?
He's like it's quite a like a buggy little one, a little annoying kind of object.
Yeah. Also, imagine that awkward pause actually occurring.
I mean, there would be an awkward pause any which way because Ollie just has no voice.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of sit there, wait for him to write, and then see what he was writing down.
Uh, quite the buggy little thing. Uh, my brain. New character for the first time. New voice.
Knew everything.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
mean, that was sort of in character, so there you go.
what?
That was kind of in character, though.
What was?
That little noise you did at the end there.
Oh, the.
Like, that's something you would probably say. That I could see it. I could see it.
Yeah. Uh, historian holds up the flyer again and is just like, HQ, we going. You're dressed. I'm dressed.
Ollie nods. Okay.
I don't have shoes on, but I also don't have feet. I just kind of have these little nubbins. He wiggles his nubbin foot a bit, demonstrating.
It's like you don't need any rolls or anything. You can just tell the look on Ollie's face really just says he is heavily debating whether or not to investigate to find some shoes for this little Muppet man.
Aww.
But then he shakes his head because it's like, wait, what? He can't. How did he get here without any shoes? This should be fine, right? He just went through the jungle all the way over here.
Probably. I mean, you don't know. He could have flown here. He
I mean,
didn't.
Ollie doesn't know that.
No, he didn't. He walked.
Ollie just kind of like gives a little wave, like, okay, come on, I'll walk you down the trail.
An historian follows right at Ollie's side. Stuff's very. You know how someone stuffs like a receipt into the pocket of their purse when they're done with it, but still keeping it for some
Mm-hmm.
reason? That's how he stuffs it back into his coat. Just no respect for it whatsoever. Just like, all right,
Just
don't need
crumples
this
it
out
up.
anymore.
This is fine.
Yeah, shoves it into his coat.
It's fine. It'll be fine.
Will it be fine?
It'll be fine.
All right, if you say
Ollie also
so.
writes down as they walk along, so what got you interested to join?
He immediately perks up. He has a chance to talk about himself. He he definitely holds himself up like, ah, yes, I am so super cool. Puffs out his chest a bit. Well, I was just saying, well, hold on, let me repeck and restart that. Ugh.
It's fine. The wee late hours of the night is what is causing him to goof up. It's fine. It's fine.
But no, he's supposed to be confident and cocky and
Well, you
feral.
can be that, and the night can still mess you up. I mean, sleep deprivation is a thing.
I don't know if he's ever slept in his life.
Well, I guess we will find that out, I guess.
He,
Because
he,
Ollie's just been like occasional yawn. Looks a little tired, a little slow, but otherwise he's good.
okay. I know how I'm acting hasn't been reflecting it, but yeah, historian is not tired. He has not yawned. He seems perfectly wide awake.
He's
He's
like your perky little Muppet, as per usual.
yeah, he's perfectly fine, almost abnormally so for 3 in the morning. But anyway, historian puffs himself up a bit, possibly literally because he is a fluffy little creature. Uh, and he just goes, "Well, I am, as you may call me, the historian. I seek out, anything of historical significance, and old artifacts fit into that, so I wanted to get into the exploring business."
Ollie nods, like, nice. Oh my god, there's like some common ground here. What do you
Yeah.
know?
He says, "I've done a bit of my own exploring before, but funding is kind of helpful."
Okay, so what kind of things did you explore?
Here and there. I've been outside of Inkwell a couple times. Some caves.
Hmm.
Lots of caves. Um, I think there was this old castle once. Lots of caves.
Quite a lot of caves you've been through then, huh?
He can roll insight if he wants.
I think at that point Ollie's like slowly waking up a bit more, so he's probably gonna be asking more questions.
Oh, do you want to roll insight?
Yeah, we can. I'll do it. Yeah, let's see what he sees. Or will he see anything with his old eyes? Oh, he does. 17.
Oh, well, I'm gonna roll contesting deception for that then, because I didn't
Oh
expect that
boy,
to be
let's
that
see.
high. Um, do I have to add the 1 to the d20, or can I just say d20?
I think you can add the. I usually just do the one.
Okay, it works out the 1. 9. Okay. uh, I, uh, Ollie can tell this Muppet is lying through his teeth. He is hiding something. This is shady as peck. There is
Ollie
something
kind of
this,
squints a little.
yeah. There is something this Muppet Man is not telling you, Ollie, about his adventures, his
Ollie's
escapades.
just he's just going to write down next. I don't suppose you found any vaults during your trips?
Any what?
Any vaults?
V?
V, yes.
V, as in Victor. Uh,
Yes.
he he kind of shrugs, like, you usually find those things in old, like, you know, ancient civilization caves, ruins. Would you call those a vault? If there's like an enclosed, but what qualifies as a vault? What is the definition of a vault? Tell me.
He writes down, well, at least in this situation, they are ideally places that would keep tunes from harm of erasures from over historical times.
He shrugs.
They hold quite a bit of different artifacts, places, people, knowledge, anything.
Oh,
Monsters, apparently? I haven't seen any, though.
hmm. He he just shrugs and it's like, well, of course. I go looking at ancient stuff, and there's a lot of tombs in ancient stuff, because a lot of dead people.
I'm gonna get Ollie to roll to see if he's convinced by this or not. Yeah, he's convinced by it. You see this man just like squat down for a minute. He stops walking. He has his notepad and pen in hand, and looks at you intently, like, "Oh." He just writes so like, I don't suppose you'd know where those vaults were found, were they? Do you?
Caves.
Which specific caves precisely?
I don't know. I don't keep maps.
Oh, you can see him sort of huff a little bit, like, oh, so
I mean,
close.
I had a map, but kind of lost it because there's a lot of dirt in caves.
Holly sighs like, oh, that would have been really helpful for our current thing.
Aww. I'm sorry that the Muppet Man is dumb. I'm sorry that he's dumb.
I mean, Ollie fell for it, so he just begins to continue walking now. He's like writing down, well, as an optimistic person, I would argue to say that at the very least, maybe we can try to retrace our steps in future quests, adventures, and see what we can find. See if we can refine them.
There is a very long, tunishly drawn out. Uh. Uh. Okay. Sure. Maybe. I'm gonna roll deception.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll perception. Let's see what
I'm gonna
happens
roll
here.
deception.
Oh boy.
8.
Who am I contesting? Roll. Oh my god.
7!
Yeah, no,
History.
Ollie doesn't notice that he thinks he
His-
snitches out of that. He is fully convinced that this little Muppet man knows exactly where to go to find ancient vaults within Iquel.
Historian just barely eked out.
Like, you just see this man, he's very happy to hear. He's like, oh, great, wonderful.
Historian internally,
Oh,
like,
this,
oh
I would love this.
god. Historian internally, oh fork.
Like Ollie continues to write down as they walk along the pathway over to the treehouse. Like, well, I mean, so far our little group has found a couple vaults. So far one had a fountain inside it. Another one, it was home to a board game. Believe it or not, the board game was in my attic this entire time.
Oh, board games. Never touch board games. They're boring or they kill you. It's 50-50 chance. I played a board game once in high school. Never touched one again.
It's like he goes to say something, but once you say that they could kill you, he just lowers that finger like, oh, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong on that. You're not wrong.
They're either boring or wait, this isn't historian saying this. They're either boring or way too exciting.
He just writes down, yes, the one that we found was called Emanata, and it definitely changed my house quite a bit to be more like the actual jungle that we currently live in.
Historian looks back at the house, which I assume they're not too far from.
Oh yeah, you could probably see like the rooftop from it still, just a little whiles away.
He's just like, you do live in a jungle.
He nods
You know how hard it was to
and writes
find this
down, well,
thing?
yes, there's unfortunately though not any hunters trying to get people or anything of the sort within my house until there was for that duration of the game.
And roll insight. Or do it, I don't know.
I mean, that's up to you.
I'll roll insight. This is an FPS. What else are you supposed to roll?
Yeah, it could be insight, yeah.
10.
You just
How?
feel like this is a bit of a stretch, man.
Historian's just like, okay. So was it a cannibal?
He shakes his head, no.
So just a hunter?
He writes down, from what I can understand, instead of trophies of animals, it was more so, well, anyone.
Oh,
Probably not that great.
that's that that's messed up. Cool. You still got that guy around?
He writes down, luckily one of the EGA members kind of took care of him pretty quick, so a bit less of a threat. There was a flood in the house too during that game. It's all good now, though.
Historian looks oddly bummed at finding out that the murderous hunter isn't there anymore. He looks oddly bummed about that.
Ollie, I wonder, would Ollie notice that he looks bummed out by it?
He can roll insight or perception.
I'm gonna roll insight. Well, actually, perception. I'm gonna roll perception.
Roll perception. Because the historian isn't trying to.
Ollie,
He
he
can.
does not. He's a Muppet, man. He doesn't. Do you think this Muppet can change his expression very well? At least not in
Well,
this
he is half
like
toon.
angle coming
He
from
he
Ollie.
he he is half toon, so more than a normal Muppet
Yeah,
born.
yeah. Ollie's just like treating it like a normal Muppet. You know, where one, it's like your face is kind of limited for expression, but you could still kind of make your way to actually show an expression. But because he's so small, Ollie's just doesn't see much of a change.
he is very small. He is 1 foot tall.
As opposed to Ollie, who's exactly 5 feet tall.
Short for humans, but tall compared to this Muppet man. This hand puppet. Anyway, historian is just going to keep asking questions of similar variety.
Yeah.
I don't know. Uh,
It's like for any given question, Ollie is just attempting to write out the answers as he goes along. But, trying to also keep his eye on the road so then they don't walk off the pathway.
yeah. Uh,
Just writes down, well, there's quite a bit of different things that we found, but we're trying to learn what's more about them, why they are there precisely, what was up with the erasures, and what else can we find? What kind of possible historical notes can we find in there?
his historian sparkles,
He
because that is his whole
continues
thing.
to read along. Yeah. It's like, from what I can understand, at the very least, they definitely use some sort of magic to keep a shield within some of the vaults, but so far, every single vault seems to vary a little bit. Sometimes a vault doesn't necessarily straight up look like a typical vault per se. Sometimes they are more meant for storage, sometimes they're big, sometimes not so big.
So you ever found like one of those community tombs where they just throw a bunch of bodies in there?
He breaks down, oh, it's not a tomb.
Well, you ever found one of those?
He writes down, well, I haven't found a vault that is a tomb as of yet.
Wait, I thought he said that vaults are like to preserve like the dead. Also,
He
sorry,
writes down,
audience, for
not
discussions of
necessarily,
death.
not necessarily the dead, the dead, no.
Sorry, audience, for discussions of death. That wasn't in the CWs.
It's fine. It's slightly mentioned.
Eh,
Ollie also kind of like he pulls out a little paper from his pocket because he actually had this on him for a while as he's going about the vaults. He writes down, well, I have been taking notice of them for a while now. There's a bit more to explain here as he hands over the paper, which he has shown in other things before. Essentially, it just says that his friend Whitty, different like a sea friend of his, noticed how he kept stumbling
Wait,
upon a couple of these all across Sanqual.
can I put this into the recording?
Yeah, go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
because I'm reading it too, and
Yeah.
I want the audience to
But
read
this is
it.
essentially just Ollie's little notes on it.
Oh, tiny. It's a tiny picture.
Is it tiny?
It's tiny. It's so small. You'll
Is
see how
it?
small it is. Or yeah.
I don't remember it being this tiny.
Anyway, uh,
Essentially, this is his little internal note of just going, okay, well, bolts certainly do exist. Apparently, at least according to Whitty, they come in all shapes of sizes, looks, appearances. What could be inside them? Who knows?
historian looks over it, glances, and then just kind of goes, and then just goes, "Who's Witty?"
He writes down, this Whitty was a friend of mine. He's been out at sea for quite a while now. One of us
Oh,
got to talk to him. It was actually his birthday. Very chatty,
you,
wonderful fellow, of
you,
course. He always sends me back what kind of things he's been up to lately, but I suppose his adventures have been a little intense or much busy. I'm not sure.
there's weird stuff at sea.
He writes out there certainly is.
You know,
I would
whirlpools.
not quite know it though because I don't go on the sea very often.
Oh, uh, also, remember to get your groceries.
he he nods and writes down, yes, yes, I've made sure.
Historian nods and then hands him back the note.
And he puts it away. I think this is where they are nearly at the treehouse because all things considered, it's probably not like a massive, massive walk to get there. Like it's definitely like a little bit of a distance. There's probably
Historian,
like a small river with a bridge, but aside from that, it's pretty chill.
keep in mind, historian is very small and has tiny little feet and tiny little steps.
I mean, Ollie can also pick him up and carry him around with him.
He could, but historian would bite him.
I mean, Ollie probably would have like gestured to be like, "Would you like me to?"
No, God no.
Like you see, like Ollie's like a little sheepish, like, "Well, I don't mean to, but."
I am an adult.
He nods, yes.
Historian looks very offended.
Ollie's just like you can see a little sweat beads going on his face, like, "Oh, sorry." Uh, he just writes down, "Well, we'll be there soon enough, very, very shortly." The place is a little big, but I do have plans to have another area just for those that are a bit shorter. So at least the climb isn't as intense of going up to the top of the tree.
You have an elevator?
He he writes on, well, we sort of have a pulley system currently, but we do plan to eventually try to update this whole place one day.
He nods. Do you have a kitchen?
He writes down, we have a kitchenette currently. Not a proper kitchen, but at least it works for the time being.
Oh, perfect. As long as it's got a little fridge, is any one of those anyone can use it.
He nods to that. Yeah, that
Oh,
was
good.
definitely the goal, honestly. Ollie written down as well. Yeah, I made sure to think of that since I know other people would like to be staying here, even if it's just for a night.
Okay.
Uh, I mean, I did kind of build majority of the place on my own too. I did have a little bit of help though.
What do you roll for hammer space again?
D10, yes.
3.
Yeah,
That's
you got it, you got it.
he pulls out a box of um wait, hold on, I'm looking. Okay. He pulls out a box of roll perception or investigation to tell what they are.
Well, yeah, let's roll investigation. Let's see what this is.
The
18.
they're spiders.
Ollie just kind of watches. You know, he's being a little cautious, but nonetheless watches.
It is a box of spiders. They are not
Just,
moving, but they are
just a couple
spiders.
blinks. Just a couple comedic blinks coming from Ollie. He's just keeping quiet.
The store is just like, I never have a place to store these things, but if you have the kitchen and a little fridge, that's perfect.
He nods. Okay. And of
Yeah.
course, they finally make it over to like the main door of the HQ, which has a nice little globe-looking piece on the very top of like the little rooftop for the main door. It looks like a little, looks like the Earth, or rather in this case, Satori, as we know it.
Mm, fancy.
Right, stop. No, it took quite a bit to get this all together.
Well, I've never done any like housework myself. But I can. Is it hard? I don't know. I've never done that. I'm look at me. I'm small. I can't hold a stick. I can't hold a wood.
Ollie writes down, it can be challenging at times, for sure, but it's not so bad when you have a team of yourself.
Wait, brain fart. What did he say?
It's not so bad when you have a team of yourself. He did not stutter.
Oh, story is just what?
He writes down, well, yes, I kind of had a team working on this treehouse, but it's mostly just been me.
Oh, okay. He thought he meant historian and I both thought that team of yourself meant like eh, anyway.
If you think it's what you think it is, it's definitely that.
Okay, well from how historian's not gonna question it more because he's like, nah, could totally not that. It's not like this is Inkwell. The stuff is magical.
He's clearly never interacted with a ring that gives you the opportunity to have multiple clones of yourself.
No,
At least not yet. And when we do, for historian, that's going to be a little terrifying, I think.
that would be a whole game. That would destroy everything. I'll take a note of that for later. But anyway, his historian is going to waltz into the treehouse with the similar bravado that he walked into Ollie's own house.
And he follows along, yeah.
Uh, he's still holding his box of spiders.
He also writes down, so the kitchenette, it's unfortunately not on this floor, but just the floor upstairs. Thankfully, we do have a nice staircase to take you up quite quickly. Quickly enough.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I gotta package these things. Haven't had them refrigerated in a while. They're getting kind of old.
He nods, okay.
He will go up the stairs to the kitchenette.
Yeah, you make your way over. There's indeed the kitchenette. It's not
Does
very big, but it's definitely doable for what it currently is, considering how many members tend to show up and go.
does Ollie follow him to the kitchenette?
Yeah.
Okay. I will roll another D2. Okay. Uh so he before he opens up the fridge, he sets the box down, pops open the lid, grabs a small handful of spiders,
Mm-hmm.
he eats the spiders, he pops them in his mouth,
He just nods,
and then he closes the
nonchalantly looking away.
box back up and puts it in the fridge.
He's just allowing him to do so. He's letting it. It's all good.
Okay. Okay. We need to add death and bug warning in this.
Yeah.
Anyway, this historian just turns back and is like, "Yeah, you gotta have a snack with you on the road and all."
He nods to that. He can agree on that. He writes on, I usually do keep a couple snacks of my own inside my own hammer space too.
Spiders,
Not spiders, particularly.
jelly beans.
I don't think I've ever carried jelly beans around, but I would not be opposed to that.
Uh, oh, do you want some? I carry some. He
He's gonna
will
go, yes, sure.
he will reach into his hammer space.
Late night snack. Jelly beans.
D10 for hammer space.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
8.
you got it.
Okay, he pulls out a bag of jelly beans
Nice.
and holds it up. They are very multicolored.
Yeah, Ollie will gladly like hold his hand out and lets him have however many he's allowing to give him.
He just um I'm I'm gonna roll D5 to figure out. 4. He gets 4 jelly beans.
Yeah, he takes it. Gives a
Okay,
little nod to be like, thank you.
hold on. I need to look up if I still have this thing because I hope I do. Did you see it? Hoosh in the chat go, not the jelly beans. Did you see
Hmm.
that?
Oh, the jelly beans. Ha ha ha.
Do I still have? Where is it? Where is the jelly beans?
Is there actually a list for the jelly beans?
No, but there is something else for the jelly beans.
Oh boy.
Mm, okay, I'm going to roll a couple. I'm going to roll 4 d10s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he is spared.
He's spared.
He's
Oh
fine.
boy.
He eats the jelly beans.
There's potential that he might not have been spared.
He's fine. They taste
Where's
like
he
no.
spared from?
I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later. Don't worry about it. They taste like normal jelly beans.
Yeah, that's true as candy, as far as he knows it.
They are very sweet.
Very, very sugary. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Like more so than like normal jelly beans should be.
Hmm. He just nods to that. Yeah.
Historian also pops a few in his mouth.
Hmm.
I don't
He
need to.
writes down, well, on that note, if you need to get any rest, there is like a room full of beds for those staying for the night. Just a floor or two above. It might be a bit of a climb, but I hopefully that should be good. I am planning to make it a little bit more uh accessible for everybody.
He nods. Cool, cool. You got a TV? Anything? Netflix or what? Wait, what would be a tune equivalent for Netflix? Ike, Ike, Ike.
I don't know for name, but you just say that
Set.
and he just tilts his head like what?
Oh,
This man doesn't own a TV.
oh. It's like okay, okay. No, no, no Netflix. You got a DVR, DVD player.
Again, he's tilting his head. He doesn't have like a television to do
V
any of these on.
VHS,
Again, he's just giving you a
phonograph.
confused look. He doesn't know a phonograph. When you say phonograph, he definitely perks up like, yeah,
He sighs. All right,
yeah. Look, he's still old.
good thing I brought my own laptop. Do you have electricity?
Ollie nods slowly because he's not even sure how they have power at the treehouse, but they do.
Okay, perfect.
And it's not just by candlelight. It's
Yeah,
kind of like a mishmash of it all, and he's not even sure how it works.
tunes. I look in the chat.
Hmm?
Look in the chat.
Look, he's an old man. He ain't gonna know everything.
You built the treehouse.
Well, yes, but that doesn't necessarily mean he knows anything regarding technology.
You
At
know
least not to
what?
the most
Fair.
current extent, anyway.
You know what?
He
Fair.
lives in the middle of the jungle. He's not up to date on Toon Tech. He
What?
ain't from Toontown. He's
What?
not from like the UPAs or anything. Besides, there was a rumor that apparently alien toons were held responsible for making technology,
What?
but who knows? Who could really say what is actually real and canon and not? Ollie just doesn't know, man.
Historian is not gonna ask as long as he could use his laptop.
Ollie doesn't mind at all. He writes down, "You are welcome to use any devices, anything that you have currently. Of course, as long as it doesn't bother other members, but you should be fine."
So, not playing rap music at this time. Not playing rap. What? Is there a time limit? Is there a curfew?
He's tilting his head confusedly. He's not entirely sure what you're planning to do.
Okay, I'll just assume not to play rap music at before the sun comes up time.
He gives a nod to that. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right.
He will
I
not
feel like
play.
just for doing that, I have a feeling that the minute everybody wakes up and it's actually daylight, that's the first thing they're gonna end up hearing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like he's sitting there at his computer, just sitting and waiting
Not
for
just
the right moment to press it.
any rap. Educational rap.
Educational. Hmm.
Educational rap.
Yeah, that's the first thing they're gonna wake up to. They're gonna wake up and they're gonna realize, oh, you're doing like you're doing the whole rap thing about like some kind of war and some other
Yup.
like real kind land where nonsensical things happen.
Just a rap about the Black Plague.
About some kind of plague or the fact that there was like a fight with some emus.
Yeah. Exactly.
Ollie doesn't know what on earth is going on. He's just like, what is happening?
Ollie will get a call in the morning that like from complaints from the other EGAD members.
Oh god. Well, if they complain, you never know. Some tunes might be for it. Tune logic, man. It
Tune,
varies between everybody.
tune logic. Uh,
I'm just picturing instead of the phone call of complaints, he gets a phone call from Historian himself, and instead it's just him blaring it into the phone, just so he doesn't feel left out.
ah,
Because he's like, "You're in the manor, we're in the treehouse, so you need to be part of it too,
you
mister."
know what? Yeah, yeah, that's what happened.
At least this is also predictable things that could happen. Ollie at the current moment doesn't know a dang thing that's about to happen.
Right, we just had a small a future lapse.
We just kind of like, instead of a flashback, we kind of flash
Flash forward.
forward for a minute.
Yeah, when Historian says like, "All right, I will not play rap music before the sun comes up."
Proceeds to play rap music exactly when the sun is like even just a tiny bit up.
Cut to Historian watching the horizon with his finger on the keyboard.
He's there like a little gremlin just sitting there eagerly waiting.
Yes.
You probably see some other E-game members just looking over like, I am full of concern. They're gonna be learning about the dang plague today and nobody can stop me.
You're gonna learn about the plague whether you want to or not. It is
Or
not.
oh, there was a very expensive necklace somewheres in like Faerun or something.
Yes. Or about hold on. Hold on.
Or about how apparently there was ghosts, but they were probably also just a whole act, but who knows?
Yeah.
Really.
Or about this old lady who died of skin cream.
It just keeps getting weirder and weirder and weirder.
Or cannibals. Cannibals. There will be a rap about cannibals.
Oh, I think at that point we cut back and Ollie is definitely just like he's calm about everything right now. He's writing down, well, I hope you have a good stay and we'll probably do like a little briefing in the morning. We'll see where we go from there.
Briefing. Like a meeting?
He nods, something like that.
I have to take notes.
He shakes his head. He writes down, usually I do already have notes planned out, so at least we aren't in a rush or anything.
Oh, good. I hate taking notes. Anyway, he shoves another handful of jelly beans into his mouth.
Ollie just kind of nods to that. He's like, okay, well, I will see you then. And he gives another yawn.
Historian
Cause
doesn't.
yeah, it's still very early in the morning for him.
Historian just gives a thumbs up, and he will waltz off to the first open door.
So you're like going immediately like to like your left hand side from the kitchenette where there is like a little launch pad for flying tubes.
He will go to the next open door, not the launch pad.
Next open door that so you're going to your right hand side and there's a little hangout spot.
He's going to look for the bedroom area. He
He's
probably
eventually
at that
going to
point
find his way up.
he probably looks back at Ollie at that point. So where's the sleep place?
He writes down, it should be just the floor right above. There's a little way up there through the stairs over this way.
Okay, cool. And he will go upstairs. And then he
You
will
do
go
that, and you
and
find the room, and there's a whole bunch of tunes already sleeping there, but thankfully there's still a good handful of beds just open for the taking.
okay. Anyone who is a light sleeper will hear him coming in and immediately getting on his laptop and click
You just
clacking
hear this
away.
little Muppet man go in.
And then you just
We
hear.
have to deal with Ollie and his squeaky boots as he begins to make his way out of the treehouse and back to the manor. So you
And
just
then,
hear squirk, 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 squirk throughout the entire treehouse.
and then after that, they hear a story and going,
Is he running that fast?
probably.
Oh, he's like the. Oh, it's making me think of a very specific gif of like a cat at a laptop going
If any,
the whole time.
I, if anyone wants to see what I typed, I have that.
Oh my god.
Alice, I'm gonna.
I kind of hope it's just word mash.
It is like when I mean, people in the chat are asking if they should roll for their EGAD characters. Can they roll?
I think for now, since we are about to wrap up our own FPS, I think they could roll for funsies, but for the actual FPS, we'll just keep on going.
Yeah.
Because I do need to get back to work in a moment, so.
Okay, I need to, I don't know, get out of the house or something. What do normal people do?
Uh, many things.
Okay. What is the
That
itinerary
being
for
said,
everyone?
Ollie finally gets back to bed and he's still stuck with these squeaky boots on his feet. So he can't get them off until some other curse decides to take focus on him. You know what? I'm gonna roll just to see what other curse he gets before he falls asleep again.
Yeah. Like plops into bed and just.
He flops into bed and immediately he gets into something else entirely. This poor man. So let's see. That's a 5. Ollie apparently gains a new fear based on the popularity vote of the party and or gallery, but only for that session.
Spiders!
he's
Spiders!
gonna have a slight concern over spiders now. He's like, ugh, you know, that creepy crawly feeling as you go to bed. Ugh.
An historian ate them.
And Historian ate them, and Historian has no problem with them. And they are in the fridge now of the kitchenette.
Yup. And someone's
Ollie's
gonna.
just going to bed with that thought, and he's like, I finally got the boots off, but at what cost? I think that's where we ended.
That sounds good to me. Uh,
That has been Knock Knock. Who's there? A
a
Muppet.
Muppet. A
A
Muppet.
Muppet.
No.
A Muppet board.
A half Muppet, technically, but you know.
Half Muppet. But
He
who's keeping track though?
he has line art, but he's still like Muppet born texture.
Oh yeah, I assume he's still like a Muppet, but definitely still has like elements of a toon.
Yeah, and he has hammer space.
So he kind of qualifies as a bit of both.
He is half. He is half and half. Anyway, I'm gonna stop recording so I can show you guys what that thing with the jelly beans was.
Take
You
care.
good, Ike?
And thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Goodbye. Don't worry about the jelly beans.
Goodbye.